Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about no, seriously, new viewers, subs. I see you, and I really, really feel it. And I'm about it. I'm a little cold. I got the beanie on, but I'm trying to lighten up the mood a little bit because I want to talk about why neither of the presidential candidates are running on a platform of trying to overturn the overturned decision of Roe v. Wade. And here's the thing, on a lot of YouTube shorts and on a lot of vlogs, I see a lot of men talking about how the recent decision by the Supreme Court was in fact a good one. And then I remind myself that it is 2024 and in fact Roe v. Wade has been overturned. And again, decisions that strictly regard or concern females are somehow, debated and decided amongst a large group of men. So I just thought it'd be fair on Vlogs About Nothing to, officially make the stance to the public as to where this channel is, on its stance for women's rights. We won't even say, we should say basic human rights, right? Meaning that if you're like a man and if you identify as a woman and you get pregnant, however that works, the thing is that however you get pregnant, whoever gets pregnant, you feel me, should have the option to get an abortion. Now, this is just again, an opinion coming from some dude that has no stake in the conversation whatsoever. You feel me? It's just, I notice things and I notice that often men sort of tell women what to do, and especially as it concerns their body, and then we find it somehow, justifiable by using morals or values or wait a second, religion. And that's just all real false, because I identify and I have another video coming for how I think I used to identify as conservative. And even if I still do, that's not really a political party. Being conservative, I guess, sometimes ultimately means Republican, but it's just really a label on how you live your individual life. You feel me? So as a conservative that has, publicly identified as a social capitalist, I'm a Roman Catholic, and I'm a religious practitioner, and it's okay to get abortion. I'm not like the guy that's using God as a reason to say that women shouldn't have the option to get an abortion if they want to. Um, there's really not much to say. I mean, this is a topic that I've been talking about publicly for more than 20 years. Like, truly. That's crazy. I'm not that old, but I did live in a world at one time where women were um, held higher in regard, in that they actually had an opportunity on a federal level to be protected in their, decision to be either pro-choice or pro-life. And again, that's misleading. I think the label pro-life, right? Because then you're saying that we're all pro-life. You feel me? Everyone is for life. It's not an accurate title. I think it assumes a little too much, and it makes a too far broad of a argument on the side of men telling women what they can and can't do with their bodies. You know, um, I'm just a man, and I have no idea what it's like to be a woman. I have no idea. I sometimes imagine in a joking kind of a way that I can guess what women are thinking, but lo and behold, I am just one stupid man when it comes to that kind of thinking. You feel me? And humor is kind of my own little way or perspective, but the fact of the matter is that it's no joke. I think both candidates should be talking about how to go about overturning this current decision. It's real important. Now, a part of me feels like the three conservative Supreme Court justices who are older than the hills now and are probably going to pass away in the next, I guess, like 10 years, mathematically speaking, maybe 15. If we have to wait any longer than that, we might be in some trouble. But still, there's room to grow in the future. And I think that's important to remember because we're about to have to survive a sort of like ultra Republican attack on how to uphold the Supreme conservative edge that is now in, the Supreme Court. But time will tell, time will pass, judges will ultimately serve their life sentence, and that's how it goes. So it's more of a topic or a discussion, I think, for the future, in that like alphas and Gen Zs need to really make sure that when the time is right, and all of the older people have come and gone within the next 10 years, and we survive this next presidency, if it turns out to be the guy we don't want it to be, then it's really time to rebuild on a federal level through the Supreme Court. And obviously, a first step in that is doesn't the presidency doesn't even really matter in that regard because the Supreme Court, is they're selected or elected rather for nomination by the president and then passed both in the Congress and Senate and so forth. And oftentimes it's really rare when a Supreme Court justice nominee doesn't go through the entire process of obtaining that. Mostly it's a bipartisan sort of agreement that is upheld through to the end, and all of which, including under Trump, happened. You understand? But again, it's Trump also did elect the youngest ever, or select the youngest ever Supreme Court Justice bench member, the young lady who's in a biracial marriage and is rather liberal. I mean, I think the young lady is kind of liberal, and I like that. I like that actually, because she lives a life that actually can speak for how she processes some of her decisions as it concerns cases. A lot of nerdy talk, I know. The bottom line is that obviously women should be able to choose what they do with their body, regardless of said circumstance. Obviously bad situations and any situation. I mean, having a child is ideally consenting amongst both parties. You feel me? And if that happens, then great. Have a child. If not, then it's ultimately up to the woman to decide what she's gonna do with her body. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I had to say it, but then I'm not either because like as men we should understand and respect women and not try to make laws that govern or control their bodies. And I don't see how any guy can honestly say that, anything at all about the topic. So I think it's just best if we kind of, again, respect women, because I don't think respecting women is making them do what we want them to do. If the standard is free will and people making their own decisions, I think that again a big one is not making rules that govern people's bodies. I mean, can you imagine if like men were ever tried to ever were told what to do, what they could or couldn't do with their bodies? Like that's I say that it's absurd to even think about because the world is governed by a bunch of dudes who, you feel me, don't have like any other care except for themselves mostly, and it is definitely not translated or shown the opposite in policy because we continue to make decisions that are anti-person and especially anti-female, so it is what it is. I'm obviously pro-choice. This channel obviously supports women in their decisions, whatever those decisions may be. But it's unfortunate when men or groups of men, collude to decide what the future of the woman body is. I mean, I don't know. So I don't want to make any more jokes. Let's just stop there. Pro-choice, this channel, that's what it is. And I think that's how it should be. Again, it's weird how we're saying it's anything other than what it was, but it is. So I guess it fits perfect. Vlogs about nothing. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a great night, okay? Bye.